Doing? How do I know my mental health is in decline? What do I do? What are signs that my mental health is on decline? How do I know I'm supposed to go for therapy? Mental illness. How do I know that I'm mentally ill? Am I sure that I'm still okay? Is my mental health on 100? These questions will be answered in this episode. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and it's so exciting to have you here because today I'm going to be answering some pertinent questions on your minds. You get me? I'm Dodonya Ajayi. I'm a psychotherapist based in Nigeria, and I shoot mental health content specifically for the Nigerian client as well as neighboring African countries. Today, I'm going to be talking about 6 subtle signs your mental health is in decline. 6. Subtle because these things are things that we naturally don't pay attention to, but they are very important in the general scheme of things. So you need to pay attention to them so that things don't degenerate quickly, and that's why they are subtle signs. You get me? Just low key. Well, it don't happen. Do you understand? So follow me and let's get into this. But before we do that, guys, you know how we do this thing now. Subscribe, follow me on my social media handles, and watch previous episodes if you have not. And trust me, on all my handles, I've got mental health content back to back. Like psychoeducation, I can do that thing on steroids. Do you understand? Like, I want everybody to be as educated as they can about mental health. You're welcome. I know, and it is these things. Yeah, I know. Don't worry, it's fine. Number 1, how do I know my mental health is in decline? Isolation is the key word. The moment you begin to feel like you don't want to be around people, you are withdrawing from socials. By socials, I mean every category of socials, be it physical socials or online socials. So the first one that actually is a big deal is when you realize that you don't want to go out with your friends no more. You don't want to hang out with people. You are bouncing their calls, or you are avoiding seeing them in the places you guys normally hang out. That is a sign that something is not right. You know why? Because naturally humans are social beings, and this has nothing to do with your personality type. It has nothing to do with your temperament. It is just the way we are structured. Everybody has someone that they naturally vibe towards, or gravitate towards, right? So when you realize that you are at that place in your life where you don't want to pick anybody's calls, you don't want to be on social media, that's the second part of social isolation. You realize that you just don't want to talk to people. Online, you are ghosting, you are scrolling through your timeline, and you are not answering anybody. Something is not adding up, especially if this is not something that you normally do. Some people even take it a notch further. They post on their statuses and still ignore. You are still ignoring the shots in your timeline. Excuse me, didn't you see that something is not adding up? Celebrity, if you come for me, I'm gonna give you knock. I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna just, you understand? Because I understand that your own work is peculiar, but you know, you get the context, right? So the truth is, many times we are very quick to say, oh hey, that one is everybody. Who has time these days? I won't just give my own. That means everybody, something is wrong with us. Yeah, let me tell you, social isolation is actually a thing. It starts very gradually, and I want you to pay attention. When you realize that you are withdrawing, you are withdrawing, you find that you don't want to just be around people. It is not a normal phenomenon. It's because a lot of people are beginning to romanticize it online. People are beginning to commonize the process, and they are beginning to like relate so much with it that it looks okay. It is not okay. Normally, we were created to enjoy the company of one another. Whether you are in every social media platform or not, or it is just about physical conversations for you, there is a medium that works for everyone. But when you realize that you are withdrawing from all those mediums, something is not adding up. All right? And that's what we need to now go for. And that takes us to the very second one. So, number 2 is something that I personally want to emphasize on, because it's something that many of us would relate with. And you might be like, okay, how does this have anything to do with mental health decline? So the truth is, your emotions are actually one of the major compositions of your mental health. Your emotional health is when you are feeling good, right? You are emotionally healthy, when you're feeling good. Like, that's the joy. That's the joy of being emotionally healthy. You are in a good place. You take a deep breath right now and pause this video after I say what I'm about to say. Analyze how you feel right now. Do you feel frazzled? Do you feel scared? Do you feel worried? Are you content? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Right? I mean, you want urgent 2K? Is that your sub? Pick it. Pick it. I sub them. I want urgent 2K too. Don't feel bad. We all want urgent 2K. Anyways, the point is simple. Somewhere right now, you can literally identify the most prevalent feeling that you're experiencing. And that says a lot. So, but when you now realize that you are constantly feeling irritable, cranky, very, 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 very antsy, something is wrong. Because that should not be your default setting. Do you understand? So it's okay to sometimes be in certain circumstances that just rile you up emotionally. But when that's your constant state, I don't know if you get my point. That right there is a pointer to the fact that you need to get help. Feeling irritable is something that you should actually take cognizance of. Irritability is not supposed to be your default emotional setting. I take that again. Irritability is not supposed to be your default emotional setting. You dig? Thank you. Number 3, the very third one on the list is you have problems concentrating. So, mindfulness is actually a big sign that you are emotionally intelligent. So when you are able to be mindful, you're able to focus on something that you need to do, a task at work, whatever it is you're doing that is demanding your attention, then you are mindful. And that is something that everybody has the capacity to be under different circumstances. Now, when you constantly have problems or difficulty concentrating, it means your mind is somewhere. It means there's something occupying your mind that you need to trash, that you need to address. You get the point now? So we can consider your mind as a place of compartments, and your compartments have the capacity to come together and shine the spotlight on one task or something that you need to be doing at that time. But when you realize that, my compartment is going divergent, your mind is on this, on that, on this, on that, on that, something is not adding up. You understand? So that's it. Pay attention to that. They are always having to call you back to order. A penny for your thoughts. Sorry, I was lost. Can you repeat yourself? Oh, what did you say last? Bro. Decline. You heard me? Decline. Number 4 is when you have prolonged and constant feelings of sadness. Now, I am very big on people not self-diagnosing. When people come to my office and say, so doing, I feel that I am depressed. I like that. There's a difference between I feel I am depressed and I have been battling depression for 8 years. Who diagnosed you? Who diagnosed you? You get the point now. So because depression in itself is actually a diagnosed mental illness. It is what it is. It's already a mental illness. So you don't want to do that where you are actually labeling yourself as something that has not been. You might be right, but it does not mean you should actually allow yourself to be called by a particular mental illness, especially when you have not seen a therapist. So you need to understand the fact that being sad for a long time is a red flag, but it does not necessarily mean that you are depressed. Do you understand? You can be sad, and as long as the trigger that is creating the sadness is there, it would continue. But depression does not even need a trigger. That's something that people don't understand. We assume that just because I'm sad because I lost money to that investment, ghost face, you suddenly are depressed. Yes, it is true. You might be right. But I'm saying that depression and finance-induced sadness, they are two different things. Because if money comes back today, and you are not depressed, you'll be happy, and that will be the end of that depression. But somebody with money, like money, sleeping around, can still be depressed. So you see why I said prolonged feelings of sadness does not necessarily or generally mean depression, right? So there you go. And then the fifth one, oh yeah, apparently I would have to go for the sixth one. Anyway, the fifth one is when you realize that you're losing weight or you are adding weight. Do you understand? Like losing and adding weight, whether a little too much or a little too less, is a sign, and it's caused by eating disorders. So usually when stuff happens that affects us emotionally or mentally speaking, it affects our eating patterns. So we either eat too much or eat too little. And when you eat too much, you add weight. When you eat too little, you lose weight. So when you find out that people are saying, hey, you're losing weight, something is not adding up, you are losing too much weight, or guy, what's going on, you are adding weight, you need to ask, what exactly am I doing that is making me to have these changes? You understand? So yeah, that is going to lead to the sixth one, which also looks like the fifth one, but it is insomnia. When you are not able to sleep. When you're not able to sleep, normally speaking, you should be able to sleep, because sleep is a natural response to the body's stress. So you are stressed, sleep is a natural thing to do. When you find out that you are not able to shut down, it's a sign that something is not right with the system. And all these things are just subtle signs, as I said earlier, subtle signs. And there are things we should pay attention to so that they do not degenerate, they do not become yam pepper, scatter. You just have to be on the alert and just be self-aware. That's the word. Self-awareness is what helps you to identify all of these things and to take note on time and get them really, really wrapped up so that they do not pose a bigger threat in the future. Bonus! This one is something that I should not even leave out at all. Are you feeling disconnected from reality? Like everything happening literally has no effect on you. You don't care if Nigeria sinks in the Titanic. It does not matter to you. Guy, bro, come and see me. Sharply. Understand? It's important. If you feel disconnected from reality and it is very glaring that even as you're watching, like, yo, that's got my name on it, something is not right. Thank you very much once again. So please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave comments in the comment section below. I would like to hear feedback from us. You can add more, please. Let's volumize. Oh gosh, English. Let's add more in the comment section. I can't be stressed. I can't be stressed. I've communicated. The rest of the English can, See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Mwah, mwah.